And the Aftermath crew is live. We have a special guest tonight. It is my mom, April. We're really excited to have her.
Hi.
Another diehard Survivor fan, just like Chase and I. And ready to talk about this wonderful season 50 we've had and the fun moments we got to enjoy throughout was it 13 episodes this season?
13 episodes this season. Yep.
Quick post-merge phase as we eliminated everyone in duos, it felt like. Maybe we can do that in the pre-merge next time, Jeff. But yeah, Chase, how are you feeling after the finale? We had a rough night on Wednesday. We were at Gabe Ortiz's watch party in Fed Hill in Baltimore at Liv's Tavern. Shout out Doc and all the lovely bartenders that were there. Had a great time. Got to meet a bunch of alumni. Maybe we'll get one or two on the show one day. But sorry, I asked you a question. I want to get your feedback for the show.
No, I mean, that was important. I mean, first of all, shout out, like you said, the Liv's Tavern. We got to meet Nora. We got to meet Gabe. Andy showed up a little bit late, unfortunately, due to some train travel issues coming from Buffalo.
Don't you forget Gio.
And I was going to say, and Gio was
a really good time.
And Gio as well, who you got his name wrong to his face.
Oh, Nick.
I blame the beverages. That was an embarrassing.
I walked right up to them and I was like, "What's up, Gio?" And then Nick just starts cracking up laughing.
That was the low point of the night. That was definitely. But Gio laughed it off. We had a good
What did
time.
you call him again?
I referred to him as Romeo, the finalist
right.
from season that would be 42, 44. One of those seasons. I'm blanking on it right now. But yeah, Romeo, not a memorable gameplay character. There was a reason he made it to the final tribal council the way he did. But yeah, referring to Gio as Romeo was definitely a low point in the night. I would say meeting Nora and talking to her about casting tips and her perspective on what she did for casting was the highlight of the night by far. Nora's story of how she got cast on this show is incredible. I won't tell it myself because I feel that it would be best told by her. So I don't want to ruin that for anyone. Hopefully we can coordinate that one day. I would love to have Nora on here. One of my favorite women to ever play Survivor, if not my single favorite. That would be, I honestly love Nora so much. As a Marylander, as a fan of chaotic gameplay, how can you not love Nora?
Nora was fantastic.
And she did invite April and I to Pilates. So we were going to have to take her up on that offer.
Yes.
You guys better go to Pilates.
My new addiction.
But anyway, how are you feeling after the finale, Chase?
So, I mean, we've had a couple days to marinate over it, and I don't know. I'm happy with it. Like, it was season 50. Like, either way, at the end of the day, it was the celebration of the 50 seasons of Survivor. I will still say to this day, love you, Michelle Fitzgerald. Aubrey deserved to win her first season, and Aubrey finally got her win. So that's what I will say there. I mean, people have disliked her more and more the more that she's played, but Aubrey was still, I don't know, she deserved the win. She did.
Yeah. You always make a good case. I like the way you back it up.
Thank you, April. Yeah, I know. I think it was great how she really did play the middle the entire time. Sure, you can say, I mean, I could make a case for Jonathan as well. Joe, we kind of knew he was going to get 0 votes. Love Joe. Love him to death. But it was between Aubrey and Jonathan. You can make a case, you can make a case for either.
But you can see in Jonathan's head, he just didn't want to accept it, that he's like, yes. I just felt like he was like, honestly, I felt like surprised.
He also loved Jonathan. I think he was a little bit of a sore loser about it. Sure, the jury. So. I think the jury was a little bitter as well. I'm going to play devil's advocate. There were some jury members who were being bitter, but Jonathan couldn't accept that Aubrey won, and the jury always get one thing that I will say on this podcast: the jury always gets it right.
I don't think Jonathan did a bad job of accepting it.
So wait, if the jury always gets it right, then why is there a band full of people that feel like Aubrey got robbed?
I mean, that's a whole nother debate. I don't want to get into season 32 tonight in a season.
They've never played Survivor.
I'm also a Michelle fan, and I do agree that the jury always gets it right. The reason Michelle won that season is because she was able to remove a juror, and that ended up being the deciding vote that season. And that was a one-time twist that's never come back to Survivor. That's why people say Aubrey was robbed. I do agree that the jury always gets it right, and I think they got it right for this season. It's just unfortunate that like this is everything Jonathan's ever worked for in his entire life.
Yeah.
And when you like have to process that live in the moment, it's really hard to just put all emotion aside and like shake somebody's hand. That's life-changing money. That's everything you've ever wanted. That's so many days of struggling on an island, literally starving. Yeah, you have to give him credit for being someone who's a complete behemoth physically compared to everyone else. He needs a lot of calories in his body.
He withered down.
Probably 3 times the amount of a normal person. So it's like 2 to 3 times as physically degrading on his body as it is compared to everyone else.
And I'm not discrediting his game whatsoever. Not at
all.
I
don't think he handled it poorly. Maybe in the Dalton Ross interview, he shouldn't have worded it that way.
That's more what I'm going towards is, I mean, so April, if you hadn't seen his exit interview, there was an interview where he said that the jury was bitter and that he couldn't get over that.
Really?
But otherwise, yes.
I did read that Jonathan has done a bunch of interviews and basically is bitter about it.
That's just headlines. People are trying to get clicks and attention and things like that. I think he's handled it very well. He was just saying he's like confused as to why God led him this way. And he thinks the jury got it wrong. But, it is what it is. He thinks he played a better game. And you got to believe in yourself to make it in this world.
And like Shay said, I don't blame him. Joe is a great guy. I really liked Joe. I would love to sit down and have a meal with Joe. And he just seems like a really nice guy. But I don't think he deserved the win of Soul Survivor. No.
I will say I am happy that he did own up to not being loyal and honest the entire time. He finally did stray from that. And like I am so proud of him for doing that in the game of Survivor.
Yes.
I will say
finally, it was like the reality. That's like the bitch slap to the face, like, duh, this is a friggin' survival show. Do I want to win $1 million or do I want to hold on to my own integrity and honesty? You went on this show. It's a game show. It's a reality show. You went on it. Freaking play the game.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I guess do you guys have any other things to bring up for a recap, or should we start from the top?
Let's start from the top.
I want to go back to the Jonathan point one more time. I really just want to stick up for him. It's so hard to process that in the moment.
No, I know.
And that Dalton Ross interview was like fresh within 24 hours of everything. So he could have legitimately believed in himself truly and thought he would have won it and thought he had the jury votes. And it's a very difficult thing to like.
I know. I
emotionally deal with a 7-figure swing in what your payout could be. I mean, that's truly like generational wealth right there.
Well,
so
and again,
if he thought he had that, I mean,
he was unrealistic in his thoughts. Let's just say that.
Yeah, and I was like, this is my opinion coming from someone who watches the show, not someone who's played the show. I have never played, so I don't know how I would feel in that situation. Maybe our opinions would be different. But
we got a comment from Claire here. Jonathan flopped in all caps. I'm curious, Claire, what do you think? Was it his final tribal council performance? Was it his like strategic gameplay throughout the season? Was it a specific move he made? I want to know what you mean by Jonathan flopped, because I don't really think he flopped. I thought he had a strong.
I think Jonathan underestimated Aubrey. I think Jonathan truly underestimated the women because he is a big guy.
I don't think he underestimated her at all.
No,
it was just like she got too far and it got to a point where you couldn't stop her. She gained too much momentum.
Maybe he didn't underestimate, but I think in his mind, he truly believed that him and Rizzo and Joe were going to go to the end and he was going to beat Rizzo because Joe didn't stand a chance no matter who he went up
well, against. I think in that situation, he would beat Rizzo. But what the problem is, Aubrey won her way to the final three. And if she had not won that final immunity challenge, one of the men would have put her against Jonathan, or Jonathan would have put himself against her, and Jonathan would have beat anyone. So that was his path to the finals. And
what about Tiff?
She was the only. Tiff could beat him, and Aubrey could beat him. And his win condition was he had to eliminate both of them to win the game. And I think Jonathan easily wins against Joe and Rizzo together. And Rizzo did play a good game, just saying. I nothing against Rizzo. The problem is the demographics of the jury would have gave the money to Jonathan over him, because Jonathan is like an older, more life experience man who does a lot of good in the world and goes on mission trips with his church.
And Rizzo is an immature.
I wouldn't say he's immature. He's just like young and boisterous. He's younger. He doesn't have as much life experience.
Yeah, but he's immature and it shows at times. And I don't mean that as an insult. He's immature and it shows at times.
As someone who's a lot older than us, I think it's fair for you to say that. I don't necessarily want to call Rizzo immature. I like Rizzo
as
a lot.
Someone who doesn't have the years of maturity on him yet, I can call him that because I see the immaturity. Here's the other thing about Rizzo.
We love Rizzo though. It's the pro Rizzo.
No,
podcast.
I do. I totally love Rizzo, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to hang out with him for a night and just pick his brain and laugh at his RIZ.
He's very involved with the podcast
he's got
community
a lot of charisma,
online.
Man.
He does.
He's Riz. That's why. I mean,
he's very involved with the podcast community, so maybe he'll
maybe we'll see him one day.
Yeah, if we ever get big enough, that would be awesome. But yeah, I don't know if Rizzo had any win condition. He would probably have to beat Jonathan in fire. If he beats Jonathan in fire and sits next to like
Aubrey
maybe,
and Joe.
maybe
that's what
I don't think he could beat Aubrey. I think he could maybe beat Tiffany, but Tiffany also probably beats him. So I don't really know if he had a win condition. Jonathan would have swept the jury against the other two men, though, I think.
Well, Claire says Jonathan's strategic gameplay was whack.
Good point. I mean,
he was a little all over the place at times.
He made good moves. It's just very difficult to drive a vote in a season with like this much ego. So he controlled a few votes, especially early in the merge. And then we have more Claire, Team Aubrey for life. Yeah, I mean, one of the most popular women of all time.
Oh, that's a good question.
Is this towards you, maybe, April? Who is your favorite Survivor player this season? Not who you wanted to win, but your favorite.
Oh, I enjoyed watching Colby interact with people because Colby morphed constantly. Like, first he thought Rizzo was a pain in the ass and lazy, and then he found a newfound love for Rizzo, and then he was getting on Rizzo again. And then, so I just feel like Colby also just kind of goes with the flow and becomes, but the other thing I love about Colby is he just says what he feels, because you get to a point in life where you just realize where you are and your station in life and how insignificant certain moments are. So Colby will just tell it like it is. And I love that about him.
Chase, this is a great question.
Players of the season.
What's your answer to this question, Chase?
I would have to say Christian. Well, I know I've talked about it and I know I've hyped him up a lot over this season, but
okay, speaking of Christian, why didn't they show him when he shit his pants in the finale?
All right, we don't need to no pun intended. We don't need to continue to dump on him. Let's leave.
Seriously. They should have been part of the highlights. That was hilarious.
We don't need to highlight the season. There's a lot of new content from the finale I wanted to see. We can get into that later, Chase, but I feel like I didn't get any post-show reactions. Back in the day of like old school Survivor, we used to get a whole reunion show. Someone would ask very provocative questions to the contestants.
Yeah, Steve made a good point.
What does Steve say? When Aubrey won, she won the final. Yeah. Oh, yeah. As soon as she won that Final Four immunity, it was done. She won.
I want to go back to this question, though. So my favorite Survivor player this season, I mean, I can't not say Coach. I mean, the coach representation this season was as good as it gets. He is Survivor. He's the greatest character of all time. It was so wonderful to see him this season, and he really carried it in a lot of ways, especially the beef with Ozzy at the beginning. It was a slow pre-merge, so it was nice to have Coach stirring it up and almost drowning in the ocean. But my favorite Coach moment of the whole season was the way he ended the season. I should have wrote down what he said, the quote about magic and how to just like to bring magic into your life and show kids magic, and magic is everything.
Joy.
Magic is joy and love, and we need to share that with every single person that we meet. I mean, the Coach was absolutely
the world.
Jeff was like, "You have 10 seconds. Give me your best line." And Coach delivered the most incredible line.
For a person that does not like Coach and thinks that he's got there's a lot going on up in there that people would love to peel back the layers of Coach but he did nail it. That was a beautiful quote at the end.
Yeah, I loved it. That was a perfect way to wrap up season 50.
I want to bring in this comment right here. Fu Johnson said this one. I'm a longtime listener. I never chat. Aubrey winning is a disgrace. Must be a Jonathan fan, so I respect it, Fu. But Jonathan, if it were me on the jury, I probably would have voted for Jonathan's game. But you really can't fault any jury. The jury decides who wins in Survivor. The jury's always right. The jury never gets it wrong, truly. So Aubrey did deserve to win, in my opinion. But I personally would have voted for Jonathan too.
And
so,
D,
I respect it, Fu.
I will say,
I wouldn't say it's a disgrace. I think that's ridiculous.
That's a little too far.
Yeah.
But D did not like Jonathan. D wanted Aubrey, and D was the queen of Ponderosa this year.
Yeah,
so,
first person on the jury is a big deal. They really have a lot of power and
she didn't
and
seem
influence.
like she said much though.
Jonathan crossed her hard, and that's a factor in the game. Jury management is very important.
So to our listeners here, I'm not sure
Shane.
how much you know about this, but I forget the exact terminology for it, but the first person who goes to Ponderosa has about an 87% voting correctly for the final winner.
There's only each time she is exposed to the next survivor that gets voted out, she's still like, it's like exponentially growing her. Like, so the first person comes and she spends 24 or 48 hours chatting and talking with them and gets her point of view, gets a little bit more information. And then the next person comes on and it's almost like she's gaining all of these different points of views and able to shift each time somebody, joins the conversation.
Absolutely.
And if you paid attention in Final Tribal, I feel like she really directed the conversation in a lot of ways.
I don't think she spoke up that much, though.
No, she shut down when Stephanie was really just kind of like
hyping up Jonathan.
Mm-hmm. She shut that down and was like, let's move on and let's equally give the same level of glazing, I'll call it, to Aubrey as well, because like she was riding for Aubrey. She got voted out. She got blindsided by Jonathan, so like she has the right to influence in that way. And when you're the mayor of Ponderosa, you have a lot to say.
The mayor of Ponderosa, that's what it was. That was the terminology for it that I was looking for.
Speaking of Ponderosa, man, I really miss it. Like, shout out to anybody who's been watching Survivor a long time and knows what I'm talking about. Back in the day on YouTube, they used to have this thing called Ponderosa videos where the contestant who just got eliminated, like on the Thursday after, you could watch it on YouTube. And it would be like them immediately getting voted out, getting on the boat, riding all the way to the Ponderosa and like processing it. And then the whole like jury would be there waiting for them, like, yeah, welcome, we're losers, woohoo. And then like they all party together. They finally have food and drinks. And they look in the mirror for the first time in like 20 something days. And they like check their weight and everything. And they finally get to like brush their teeth. You just get to see like the perspective.
I do remember those. It's fun.
It ended after season 41.
This is when the women look in the mirror and they're like, oh my God, I've got hair on my face. And
yeah.
Oh my God.
I always like it when they get to eat a cheeseburger or a steak or something for the first time. That was always my favorite moment. Just such joy.
Yeah.
But I think it ended in season 42. Actually, we're not going to get into that topic because that's very controversial.
It is.
But I really do miss Ponderosa videos. And if there's anybody in the Survivor like community or the production team that's seeing this one day, please bring back Ponderosa videos. I think enough time has passed where like we can all move on from it. The fans really do want to see the like perspectives and the behind the scenes stuff. Maybe you can do it on like a Paramount Plus exclusive and make it paywalled or something, but the fans will watch it. We will watch it. We really will.
I mean,
great question from Colin in the chat. Why wasn't April at Liz?
Yeah. Thank you, Colin. Colin always has my back. Why wasn't I? Wasn't even invited, Colin. Were you?
He was there.
Oh,
he brought us in.
Well, then why didn't I go? Good God.
A good question.
You should know the answer to that, Colin. Wait, maybe you should enlighten me.
I want to add a question from Claire in the chat here also. Let's start with April here. What was your favorite moment this season?
Oh my God, there were a lot of favorite moments this season. I think one of the moments that stood out for me was when Jeff participated in the immunity challenge with them, and he was like holding that rope, and then he was like, oh my God, he was actually, and this is a guy that eats and has a meal every night and sleeps in a bed. And it was dawning on him what these survivors go through. And then right before he dropped, I think it was Ozzy goes, you got to dig, exactly the way Jeff would have done it. And that just made Jeff crack up like, oh my God. And he just lost it at that point. The little thing dropped, but that was definitely a good, fun.
That was a really great moment. I love that so much. Genuine. Rick Devens was also given some great moments too. I think he could be the next host of the show one day. Chase, what was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment had to be the episode where it was right before Tribal Council, right before Chrissy and Coach got voted out, where Coach was going on his like loony bin.
Oh, God,
like
where he had to stay quiet.
Stay in the hammock and not.
Yeah, stay in the hammock. The 3 or 4 haikus in a row, and like there's just like this goofy music playing in the background, and he's just like.
And didn't he sing at one point, like sing opera?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Mine's also a Coach moment. It's after Kyle got medevaced, and we go to that first challenge after it, and the other tribes find out, and then like Jeff asks Ozzy a question. I honestly forget what Ozzy's question was, but it was a very deep question, and Ozzy gave a really like mature and like insightful answer about what it means to be injured and how bad he felt for Kyle. And then Coach immediately butts in and makes it about himself.
Yes,
and talks about his back spasms and how much it burdened him on his Exile Island challenge he had to do against Q and Ozzy. And it was just like I was rolling on the floor laughing. That's how funny it was for me. I love Coach. It was such a great Coach moment. The only other moment that competed with it for me was Coach almost drowning in the ocean, and when Jonathan saved him. That was awesome.
Yes.
Talk about earning a jury vote. How could Coach not vote for Jonathan? Jonathan physically saved him in the game.
I'm sorry, you mean Aquaman?
Yeah.
The Tidewalker.
The Tidewalker.
Yeah. Tidewalker almost drowned. Coach is so silly in the chat. One more from Amy Linderman, smiling. I'm assuming that's referring to the Coach moment we're talking about here. But yeah, we're having a good time. We haven't even started recapping the episode, Chase. Where do you want to start?
So let's start off at the beginning. I mean, we just had Cirie voted off right at the end of last episode, and
she would have won.
And then Tiff comes back to the beach, and Tiff is pissed.
Yeah, that kind of annoyed me. I gotta say, that annoyed me. It's like.
That's another thing. I don't blame Tiff. You guys are being so hard on these people for the way they react. It's in the moment. Like,
I know. They're
I'm a
tired,
competitive
they're starving,
person.
They're hungry. They're dirty. They're filthy.
Competitive
is one of the most competitive ones. Yes, I will give it to Tiff on that.
But remember,
like, I'm not upset. I'm not upset about Tiff and how.
To our opinions. So I'm looking at it from a more, I guess, I don't know. I'm momming hard on this because I look at her and I'm like, come on.
But it's fresh off of like coming back from Tribal, being blindsided. Like these people need time to process things.
I'm not about how
perfectly silent. And
I'm not upset about how Tiff reacted at all.
Be annoyed, but she said
I'm debating April here, Chase.
Fake ass Aubrey or something like that.
Snake ass Aubrey.
Snake ass Aubrey. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a good nickname. Aubrey's a snake.
I like that. Aubrey admitted it during FTC too, that she was a snake. Like
she's a Slytherin. There's nothing wrong with being a Slytherin.
I get that, but to say snake ass Aubrey makes her look like the wah instead of just
I think you're being too hard on her. Tiffany's competitive. Like she knows she needed Cirie to be able to get to the end, so Cirie could be a better
Claire
in the chat. Snake Queen Aubrey. And then Steve in the chat here. Coach is a creepy dude.
I agree.
No Coach slander ever. Coach is the man, the greatest Survivor character of all time. He's done
creepy.
so much
he's
for the show.
He's not a creepy dude.
So much for the community.
He's very heartfelt, and he's definitely very forthcoming in his thoughts and his beliefs and his heartfelt everything. But Coach is also a drama queen and very self-absorbed.
And that's why we love him. Coach, we love you. You're the man. We love you.
From Coach's very first original appearance on Survivor, he annoyed the crap out of me, and Nick friggin' loved him.
Oh, he's the
man.
And
I'd be like, that just annoyed me even more that my own son loved this guy who annoyed the shit out of me.
How could you not love him?
My favorite moment ever about not to go back. My favorite moment.
No,
ever
go back.
Coach
let's go back to Tokens.
Was his Exile Island dramatic?
I mean, that's our universally agreed to be the #1 episode in the show's history. Is Tokenteen's Martyr Approach episode, the greatest episode they've ever produced.
And I love the title.
Yeah, shout out Aaron for that. Aaron, do you remember Aaron from Tokenteens?
No.
Nah, bummer. She was white, female, a little thin and tall. Her her and Tyson didn't get along very well. She was on that original tribe,
Okay.
not on the JT
right,
Steven
yeah.
tribe, and she defected and joined JT Steven and Taj.
Yes. Okay.
And like went against Coach's alliance, and that's why Coach and her didn't get along. Oh yeah, Erin was a great character. Erin was so vital to Token Teens. It was awesome. She was such a good like foil to Tyson and Coach's antics. Her and Sierra, just a lovely season. We should do a
See, you
Token
guys should
Teens
have me
rewatch.
on more often. Look at that comment.
Amy's back. Yeah, April is a star.
April
She
is
is.
a
She is doing
star.
well. All right, we're still early in the episode.
Yeah,
Chase.
we're
Carry
still
us through
right
here.
off at the beginning. It's
I
like,
know.
So Tiff, I'm not going to be hard on Tiff. She's a competitive person. I respect that. I'm a competitive person. I would be angry if my closest ally just got blindsided and I needed that ally to get to the finals. So I don't blame Tiff for that. I mean, I guess I can understand the argument for the people who are calling her a sore loser, but like she wanted it.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, they all wanted it. Please, let's call a spade a spade. Everybody wanted it.
Not everybody can be Joe, just pristine goodness.
100%. But Joe, I felt Joe was the same way. Like, I didn't think of anything else every day for the last 4 years. Oh, for the love of Pete.
That was Jonathan.
That was Jonathan.
Jonathan. That's what I meant. Jonathan. They're both J's, so whatever.
And that's why Aubrey won. Sitting against two of the same archetype.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You stand out, you know.
yeah, Jonathan.
Jonathan needed to be there with Rizzo.
How old is Jonathan?
He's in his early 30s, mid 30s.
Really?
I think he's around my age. Yeah, he's early 30s, mid 30s, I believe.
What's in the cup?
So what was next on your agenda here, Chase?
All right. So
uh,
anyways, I mean, yeah. So basically, we get on the beach. Tiff is pissed. That all happens, and I don't feel like anything significant did happen, other than they were trying to calm Tiff down. They were trying to be like, "Hey, it's a game." Like
Until Joe had
you
enough,
gotta-
and he was like, "Look, she's
Yeah.
mad, and she's acting like a bit of a baby, and whatever."
I think from
and
that
then,
we
and then
go.
we're gonna move on, and then
Yeah, we
from
go
that,
straight into the immunity challenge, and we
yeah,
had a brand new obstacle for the first time in a while. Shout out the
yes!
producers for actually doing something different for once in 8 seasons. But we had the machete fishing rod. That was cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool. And another opportunity for them to whack a rope in one fell swoop when they just go.
Yep. Joe and Jonathan nailed that one.
Joe
I'd
and
be like,
Jonathan
"Mm,
were
mm,
able to do that in one hit.
I probably
yeah,
saw it.
One thing we really need to address, though, Chase, and I just need to publicly voice this for whoever from Survivor is listening to this one day, is no more of the twist net into the mud pit,
Oh, I know.
because then they come out of
That
that and
thing
it's
is
just you can't
brutal.
tell who it is. So like it just doesn't look good. We like the contestants to look like
Plus,
I preferred the sand ones, like where they were like digging themselves through the sand, or the mud when it wasn't twisted, like where they're
right,
at
they had to
least
go
army
under
crawling.
when they have to go under a net, and the mud is like 2 inches from the net.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that twist net is awful.
Who got stuck in the twist net? That was also in the
yeah.
it was Aubrey or
mid-40s.
Rizzo, I believe, one of those two.
No, not this season.
No,
I'm
not this
talking about like
season, in the
someone
past.
Someone
like
got stuck in
there.
legitimately
And
got
they had to
yeah.
like talk her like
dig
down.
her out.
Yeah. Who was that?
I don't want to make a false accusation. Was it Liz? From
No, it
46?
wasn't. It wasn't Liz.
You're
It was
thinking just
it
'cause
was
she got
definitely in the
smelled
It was in the 40s though.
Yeah. Man, we need Sam Clark, our Survivor historian, in the chat here. He knows everything, man. Shout out Sam. I guess he's not in chat today. It's tough when we're not live after the episode, but we have a guy named Sam who watches the show, and he, not our co-host Sam, different Sam. Sam knows everything, so Sam would know that. Bummer, dude. Yeah, you're right. Somebody did get stuck. Yeah, you Google that while we figure it out. But one thing I want to say about this challenge, though, is like we finally see Jonathan win a puzzle.
Jonathan won a puzzle.
He
That's
typically like
insane.
gets such a ginormous lead in every obstacle course challenge and then fizzles out at the puzzle.
Okay, I don't think this is the answer we were looking for, because I remember somebody getting stuck and then like literally couldn't move out of total exhaustion, and they had to get her out, didn't they? Was that it?
Yes,
Chase?
yeah, that was
Okay, but this
exactly
one
it.
is also Noelle Lambert was notably stuck in the twist net during the immunity challenge in Survivor 43. Remember, she had to remove her prosthetic leg.
Yes.
and
That
try to
actually
get
is
through the
who
challenging
I was
course.
thinking of.
No, I was thinking of somebody got removed from it.
Or maybe it was back-to-back seasons.
Yeah,
it was
I think that did happen.
I think it was
you're right.
I think it was
Keep
42
searching.
43. You're right. It wasn't Noel.
I
but
do remember the
did
Noel
happen.
moment. Survivor 43 was excellent. I'm a huge fan. That was an awesome season, super underrated. And anybody in the community who hates on it because of the winner, you just are not a real Survivor fan, because Gabler played an incredible game. And if you don't respect Gabler's game,
it was season 48. It was Camilla.
it was Camilla. That's right.
Yes.
If you don't respect Gabler's game, then you don't respect good Survivor gameplay. You just dislike Gabler for whatever reason.
No, I respect Gabler.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying in general. A lot of people in the community look.
Camilla was stuck in the net back in
Yeah.
last place in the immunity challenge.
Nick, I know
really
you and I
really
differ on that one.
Okay.
I do respect Gabler, but I think his win was underwhelming.
Underwhelming.
I've told you about this before, and
All right, we're digressing.
Yeah,
again,
we will
guys.
get into
All right,
this.
we are
I'm
digressing
old,
again.
and I can't stay up too late.
I'm the biggest Gabler stan there is, though.
I know you are.
Anyway,
All right, so the challenge, Jonathan actually gets to the end first.
Tiffany one piece away from winning the season potentially.
Tiffany
I think she
won.
wins Samotion against Aubrey.
Amy knows what's in my cup. Let's
Okay,
get
all
that
right. We
out
don't
of
need
the
to get
way.
into that.
Okay.
But I think Tiffany would probably beat Aubrey in Samotion and then wins the season. I just want to say that. I want that on record here. We can just for our clips or whoever. Like if Tiffany wins this challenge, I think she probably wins Samotion against the men and Aubrey.
Tiffany, Aubrey, if you're listening one day, we need to see you guys go up against each other in Samotion.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great.
Did you hear at the end when Aubrey said she ordered one?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I mean,
now
Tiffany's a beast.
Now I want to get one and put it out in the backyard.
Any type of like endurance challenge that involved a lot of like laser focus, she was so good at that stuff.
Yes. Yes,
She absolutely was.
And she has the physical attributes of someone who's like very muscular, so she can do any of those like endurance challenges where you just have to like raise one arm the entire time or like hold your leg up.
Yep.
Like Tiffany probably could have won Samotion in my opinion. So this one puzzle piece in this challenge against Jonathan is the difference between potentially Tiffany winning $2 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you and I at the watch party were standing next to each other talking to Nora when this happened. And all three of us, as soon as we saw Jonathan win that challenge, we were like, damn, that's rough for Tiffany because she's gone.
She's gone.
Oh, everybody thought that.
And she had it, man. She had it. She just hesitated or something. Like,
and then
it's brutal.
So that brings us back to camp right after. And Tiff knows she's gone too. She's trying to scramble around the camp. She's trying to talk to everyone. She specifically even pulls Rizzo aside and says, "Hey,
is there anything?" I think she said, "Is there anything?" And
yeah, what can I do? What can I say?
Yeah. Is there anything at all that I could say?
And Rizzo looked at her and just like shook his head politely.
She was like, "Nope, absolutely not." She almost convinced Joe, but I knew that wasn't going to happen.
I don't think she almost convinced him. I think Joe's just a nice guy, and
Joe was just being nice about it. Yeah. So then, right after that, kind of we go to Tribal, and what happens?
It was Tiffany's swan song.
It was Tiffany's.
It could have been. What could have been? She would have been a great winner of this season.
I would have loved to see Tiff win.
A great representation of the new era. I think she and Aubrey are like a similar archetype in a lot of ways.
The underdogs. They're the ones who kind of like, they don't.
People who are able to move between different alliances and keep themselves alive.
The middles.
Yeah, I think in a lot of ways, her and Aubrey were the same archetype. So it's another type of thing where like you don't want to sit next to people in your archetype in the end game. You have to be the only person of your archetype in that end game because then you have a Jonathan and Joe on the jury situation.
Yeah.
And then Tiff and Aubrey were going against each other,
compared and
votes get split
together. Yep.
And Aubrey stands out.
Yeah. Aubrey stood out anyway.
She played a great game of flipping. I mean, that's what it took to win in the new era here.
Yeah. And then Tiff was upset about the jury management after her loss. She would have rathered them just say, "Hey, just vote me out." She was like, she wasn't happy with how the guys and Aubrey were trying to be like, "Oh,
yes,
like let's talk and let's casually do this." Tiff is the type of person, again, like you said, the competitive person, to just say, "Yeah, you're done. Sorry, Tiff. Like you did your best." There was a big moment about where, what was it specifically?
Was it after this Tribal or before?
No, it was before. It was right before Tribal. Someone was saying something to her that really made her mad.
Aubrey?
I think it was Jonathan.
Well, she came back from 3 tribal. He did Aubrey, but
Yeah, she definitely was heated.
What was it?
We didn't get much camp life after that moment anyway, and then we just kind of like I don't think much happened, and then we just go straight into the next community, right? Straight into Final Four, pretty much. Did anything happen between the tribal and Final Four that was notable? Because nothing's really coming to mind to me.
I mean, it was pretty much kumbaya.
Yeah,
like they were all.
Everybody knows their positioning in the game. It's getting serious. $2 million on the line. There's really not much more to say.
And what was really nice about that Final Four is all 4 of them knew we're not going to know what to do until we know who wins. So there was no like big stress or whatever about like, oh, we got to scramble. They all knew their positions. They already had their spots with each of everyone
mapped out.
So then, they were all very just day 25 was a great day until tribal. And the biggest part was actually they didn't know if it was going to be fire or if it was going to be a vote out. Because Jeff didn't say until after the immunity, so I guess that is one thing. That's
it was
pretty
a
much
fan decision.
Yeah, so that pretty much was the only thing going on at tribal was trying to figure out. All right, if it's a vote out, who are we voting? If it's fire, who are we putting in fire based on who won?
Yeah, which kind of made it less exciting in a way, like moving ahead. Like I like it when they don't know what they're going to do and they don't know,
And speaking of that, the fans who voted, quote unquote, got it wrong. It should have been a Final Four vote. Why are we doing fire making after like this many seasons? We had the opportunity to make Survivor change it off fire making.
Final Four vote? You mean like leave them all 4 up there to
vote? Yeah, there's no instead of Final Four fire making, there was the option for the fans got to vote, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And Jeff said that 60% of the fans voted for Final Four fire making, which I don't believe. I want to see the audit on the votes there.
Oh, good Lord.
I voted for fire making.
Oh no, Chase, why, dude?
I love the fire making.
I kind of like it too. It's very suspenseful.
It is, but like I want to see them like have some drama, not just like who's the better fire maker. Like,
what about Jeff's total F up?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that at some point. We don't need to go in on Jeff.
Well, it's about fire making.
I know, but
okay.
Well, we're going chronologically. I still want to talk about the tribal before that.
Yeah, so then we get to the 5. So basically, we get to Samotion. They get told it's Samotion. Aubrey says, again, later on in the episode, but this is, I guess, in chronological order. April, to your point, what did Aubrey do?
She ordered a Samotion online and built it at home and practiced because she had heard that that's a possible Final Four. That's been done before, and
that's
paid off.
Cool.
Yeah, she took a chance.
Paid off.
And one thing
she knew
didn't
the rhythm.
know
She knew when to place the next ball. Like how many seconds to wait.
One thing I didn't know about Samotion that I thought was cool was that it was part of the art departments or whatever. It was just someone on the team's art project before it was an actual challenge.
Yeah,
that was some cool history that I didn't know.
That is pretty cool. It also makes you think how lucky those people are who work for Survivor, like that live out there and they put together that's hard work. They got to break shit down and put shit together and make sure every single thing is equal and even when they're like measuring things and making sure, if there's 5 competition rows, everything has to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Gabe Ortiz and whoever his friend is that made the challenges at the watch party at Liv's Tavern in Baltimore on Wednesday, the 20th. That was a great time. We got to do the snake challenge, modified version of it.
They made
200-pound snake?
No, not that one. The one where you have the ball and you have to go up the snake. You have to carry it and you have like handles on each side that are connected to string. And it's like a wall that's only in a snake shape. And you have to like go up with a ball. We got to play that at Gabe's watch party. That was very fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
And did somebody make those?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, Aubrey clutched it. What a performance. $2 million Samotion challenge.
$2 million. Heck yeah.
Jeff said it right off the bat. He was like, this Final Four might be the $2 million challenge.
Yeah. Why would he say that too?
He always says that.
Yeah, come on.
I think he's getting too old for this. I think it's time he passed the torch, and I would pass it
Whoa,
to
April's making some bold statements tonight.
She's already
coming in
Well,
hot
hey.
tonight.
Hey, it took me this long to get an invite, and I didn't get to live, so I may as well just spill everything that's on my mind right
Coming in
now.
with the hottest of hot takes.
I don't know when the next time I'll get to become, come on, maybe I'll start my own.
You never know.
I don't know what to do.
Well,
But going back
we
to
like
Jeff,
having you on as a guest.
I
We like the
think-
hot takes. We're a fan of hot
Okay,
takes.
good. Well, good. I think that Jeff is, he did a great justice. He'll still be involved, but as far as the on-camera person, I don't know. He's starting to look, and I'm 62 years old. I'm not trying to be like an ageist or whatever you young people say these days, but I think the vibe is starting to feel more like he's older.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
a
they need
it's
to
a
bring
Grandpa
someone-
Jeff feel, but at the end of
Yeah.
the day, he's still Jeff. He is Survivor.
I know, but
Like,
they need to bring in a co-host, somebody that's younger. Somebody that's young.
You
and
know what?
That's a
young.
really bold take.
Let's ask right now, Nick. I want to ask April, and I want to
Maybe
ask
even
you:
a female co-host.
who would you pick as if it was if it was a previous Survivor contestant?
who would I pick?
you-
I have an immediate answer. I know who the best.
I was
co-host
going to
would be.
ask April first, then I'll
Okay.
ask you.
My answer would be, I'm kind of torn because I got two separate vibes I'm pulling. One would be Malcolm and another would be JP.
JP.
Why?
JP Hilsebeck from
Yeah.
35.
Because he's got that good old boy.
That's
kind
not
of
who
feel.
you're thinking of. You're thinking of JT from
JT,
Tokens.
yes,
You're
JT,
thinking of
JT.
yeah.
I don't think JT would be the best host. He's a little more like reserved. I think Chase, can I answer now? Can I go next?
Yeah.
In my opinion, the best host for this show moving forward would be Marianne from season 42, the winner of season 42, Marianne. She would be the best host. She's
You
so
think
energetic.
so?
She's super positive. She loves the show deeply. She loves the show deeply. She loves it so much. She's very energetic and positive and like just always with it and just such a like optimist and really truly cares about the show on a level that like only Jeff would have.
Okay.
Marianne would be a great
I
host.
could see that. My only critique for Marianne is that she's so bop 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 bop.
Yeah, but
bop,
that's what the
that,
next
like-
generation of Survivor is. And that's not old school.
No,
Okay.
It isn't.
I
but
mean,
it
you have
might
a, you have
just
a
be
good
a little
point
too
there.
much. It might just be a little extra as far as her bopping.
Yeah, but that's a different generation than what you are.
I understand that, but it might just still
They
be
they
too-
really appeal to like the young kids nowadays. They're going for that hard. They brought Mr. Beast on this season. They
Chase,
have
what buff are you wearing?
I'm wearing the 50 merge buff.
Okay.
nice.
That's what Nick told me he predicted you would wear.
Yup.
Stinkus McGee here in the chat. My generation. Yeah.
So Stinkus
Yeah.
would prefer
the
Potentially.
Marianne. Stinkus would see. So who I would say would be Devins. I would love to see Devins as our next host.
Devins would be a great host. That's a really
He's
good,
someone who's like super knowledgeable,
He
but is
is.
also
And by
connected
the way,
between.
while we're on Devins, let me give you a little shout out to the devs because he wasn't my favorite throughout the earlier portion of this season, and especially when they did that little fake idol planting it. I don't know, it just kind of gave me a little
I
cringy.
loved that.
Then he turned it around. Devins was the absolute epitome of role model way to
Yep.
to get voted out.
Great take.
He absolutely, that was so classy and sportsmanship.
Preach.
I don't know, his wife and his kids should be so freaking proud because that
Devins would be an awesome host.
mhm.
Bum 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 bum. Rick Devins here.
Yes.
Can you imagine a duo of Rick Devins and Marianne?
Yeah. Yes, I could actually
Bro.
see that working.
We are
so-
giving CBS the golden ticket. I really hope they're listening to us. Hire Marianne, hire Rick Devins. Those two together is the dynamic duo.
They
you
would
need.
balance
Hey,
each other
Stinkus
out
could
so
be onto
well
something
too.
here. And
Stinkus
he might be
McGee.
right. Because
Nah,
like
we're
I'm
not
saying,
gonna- we
Survivor,
don't need to
it's-
go
he's
into-
just getting older. I think he needs to
We don't need to slander.
they need to
Jeff. We're
freshen
not
it
gonna
up.
put that
They
one
need
on.
to freshen it up.
You know, we'll get to the freshening.
We'll put
towards
this
the
one
end.
on instead from Steve here in the chat. Did you notice Jeff screwed up the intro about who won Fire? Discuss that. I think that's a much more appropriate way to address the subject. than
Ugh.
The other comment.
Yes, everybody noticed.
How could you not notice? I mean, it was the
Although-
talk of the world.
When Dad and I were watching it, we were both like, "Wait, what just happened?"
Yeah.
And he goes,
I was busy talking to Gio at the event, so I missed it in the
"We
moment.
had to
but
rewind."
one of my friends came over to me and was like, "Can you believe what just happened?" And I was like, "Tell me what just happened."
That was me.
It was a fun night. I had a good
Oh,
time.
God.
I don't necessarily remember which friend it was. So thank you for clarifying that it was you.
Chase was like, "It was
But
me."
yeah, no, everyone literally audibly gasped when
Yeah,
that happened.
I
Like
understand
everyone
why.
just went like silent at the bar. Everyone was like,
It was
it was
like, yeah,
So,
that's why we were
I
like,
don't-
"Wait, what just
so
happened?"
I don't want to blame Jeff on that one. I feel like that was more of a CBS slip up.
Yeah, they would
CBS
need to-
told him to go out.
They have
and-
a piece in his ear
Yeah.
where they communicate to him, so they're supposed to like let him know what he's supposed to say on every cut in. Who knows? It's really hard to know because we weren't behind the scenes there. We weren't there. Only people who would truly know
were the people in Paramount Studios there at that live airing. Were they watching it live while we were watching it?
there was just confusion from some party, and I don't want to just like throw the blame on Jeff. So it's hard to
I
just
don't
like,
think I don't think it was just Jeff.
there's a lot of
Like,
factors that
there's-
go
But what I'm
into
saying
it,
is,
yeah.
didn't Jeff see that before he went live? What was happening up there, on the screen? Like,
I don't know about that because there's so many things happening, and he's the executive producer of the
Right, I
whole
get
show.
that.
So he's like directing it as he's presenting too. So,
So,
it's really
no,
hard
he-
to.
He's not really watching it while it's live because he's already seen what's happened. He's going in and out. He's being
Right,
told
I
what
get
to
He's
do.
that.
directing a
from
lot of
That's what I'm
people-
saying. But it isn't anyone at that event, the audience, or even the former Survivor players that are there. Are they watching it in the same time that you and I are watching it?
Yeah, it was probably one of the interns.
Brianna in chat here. CBS prod let him down. Game over emoji. Yeah, I tend to agree with that.
Yeah, I think he was given the wrong information
Brianna
because
said his earpiece person is to
his
blame.
earpiece person is the blame. I don't
That's
think
the
it was
technical
Claire
term
Jeff.
saying
is
Jeff
earpiece
flopped. So
person.
a little bit of like back and forth in the chat here. I mean, we have voices from both sides. I don't know. We'll just never know. That's the problem.
And
Either way,
I
it
agree
looks
with
like
Steve's
Jeff
comment.
flopped.
If it wasn't Jeff, someone's getting fired.
What
So
is?
then-
What did
I
Steve
agree
say? It
with
was the
Steve's
producer's
comment.
mistake, but it made it more interesting. So who cares? Yeah, he's right. It
That's
definitely made for
that's a good
TV.
take. Yeah.
It definitely made for some
And-
crazy TV.
And Rizzo and Jeff handled it actually really well too.
Yeah.
They handled it very professionally. So
Yeah,
props
shout
to
out to
them.
Riz.
Props to them for being able to, just kind of do that on the fly, and no one was upset
Yeah.
about it.
All right. Well, where are we chronologically right now? We left off, I think.
End of
at-
Samotion.
Okay. We go into tribal. It's obviously going to be Jonathan against somebody because, like, you don't want to sit next to him if you're Aubrey. He's the only one who can beat you.
Yep.
He goes against Rizzo. Did Aubrey botch it by not sending Joe? Or do you want to sit next to Jonathan and Joe? Like, what's your thought there? Not that she would have lost either way, but I'm just curious, like, from a metagame standpoint. What's your thought, Chase?
I think Aubrey
Like-
made the best decision. That
You
she
just
could
bring the
have.
guy who's going to get no votes, period.
You
don't-
bring the guy who's going to get no votes. You hope that Jonathan's going to beat Rizzo because Rizzo can't make fire and Jonathan can.
Yeah,
And the
I
one
think you're
person
right,
she
yeah.
was worried about was Rizzo.
I just wanted to play some sort of devil's advocate.
Yeah, but
there
for Rizzo not being
but
able to
yeah.
make fire when he was practicing, he was making fire a lot
Yeah,
at the end.
Nerves. I mean, he wasn't making fire up until he started practicing like that until Joe started helping him. And
Yeah. And shout out to
mean-
Joe for doing that again.
yeah. I mean, the
I
golden
love
boy.
it. I love Joe.
I
I
know.
do,
That's what I
like-
mean. I'd like to make him a big pan of lasagna and just sit down and have a nice meal with him.
But
That's the
really,
mommy
he's-
me I want to
he's-
cook for him.
He's sitting there and he's like, he's a helper. He's a firefighter. April,
Yeah.
you know me. My entire family is firefighters. Like
Yep.
my dad would do the same thing. If he
Yep.
was sitting there seeing someone struggling with something, he immediately goes up to help. Like that's just in their
Yeah.
nature. And I love that and I really respect them about that.
Yeah. I agree.
Quick chat I want to bring up here from Brianna. Do you think Tiff had a chance at Final 3 if she was able to win the puzzle challenge? We talked
Yes.
about that earlier. I think Tiff might have beaten Aubrey.
I think Aubrey was gone. If Tiff won, Aubrey was gone. It was one or the other that night.
Well, even if hypothetically Aubrey survives and they vote out like a Jonathan in that spot or something, right? Like I still think in a Tiff Aubrey final 3 with whoever is the third, like I think Tiff had a pretty good chance to sweep against everyone. That's why they wanted her out so bad. So just want to address that from Brianna in the chat here. But yeah, we get the challenge. We go to final tribal. Oh, actually, like hold on, before we go to final. Really cool move by CBS to bring their families in a feast out. Like just having a loved one's visit, even if it's really quick. Like we missed that so bad. And it's obvious that they're only doing it for the milestone seasons moving forward. Or like the maybe only the returnee seasons moving forward. The newbies don't get the loved ones visit. And I guess that's fair, but just give us more loved ones visits in general. It's nice to have that. And more auctions.
Yes, I love the auctions.
More auctions.
I like the loved ones visits, but if they don't bring it back, it wouldn't bother
It's
me.
cool to see family members though. Like you want to learn more about these people. Like you want to see who they love and like.
Well, if you get on,
who
I am going
influences
to be
them.
your loved one that comes.
Yeah. Now that you're a Pilates queen, we're gonna kill it if it's a duo challenge. So.
Oh
yeah.
yes, because I don't want to do the whole Survivor, but I want to do a loved ones challenge.
Wow, very controversial take in the chat about the loved ones challenges. The love letters are better. Chase, how do you feel about that?
No, I wouldn't say the love letters are better.
I like when it's a combination of two of them.
I agree. Like when they're.
But if you have to pick one, it's a loved one visit.
If
you want the person
there. You want the person there.
Shout out back in the day when they were doing satellite phones on the show and you could like call your loved one. Yeah. Or because they were like, there's no
Samsung,
way
what was it? The global phones or whatever it was.
Yeah, there's no way we're taking you all the way to Guatemala and Africa.
Yeah.
Or whatever seasons that was from, I forget. The really early ones, but there was a quick period. I think they had was it a Cricket sponsorship? It was some
They did have a Cricket
it was
one.
A Cricket wireless.
They had a Blueberry one at some point.
It's still out there.
Human logo. Is it?
Yeah, I see commercials for them.
Wow. Shout out Cricket. Free ads. Anyway, Chase. Yeah, I mean that feast looked pretty good too. I saw a couple of loaves of sourdough bread, a huge thing of bananas, which you know is right up Jonathan's alley.
Absolutely. Jonathan was ready to get rid of the cramps.
I would like a banana right now.
You know, Joe and Jonathan looked at that and were just like high-fiving each other, like double high fives, like, bro.
They don't have bananas on Survivor, huh?
Well, they've been on the same islands for so long,
Yeah,
so they've probably run through all the fruit at this point. Like
coconuts.
If there's any left.
That's it. But I've never seen bananas on this.
And then if I feel like every 2 or 3 seasons, some of the new castmates are like figuring out some sort of new plant or fruit because everything else is just gone. Where they like
past season.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, you got to switch it up. All right, before we talk about let's keep going. Let's chronologically get through it. We're already at 52 minutes at this point. Got to get through the episode. We got some post-show stuff to discuss as well.
So yeah, I mean, at this point we're at FTC, or not FTC. Sorry, we're at Final Four.
Yes,
and then Nick, Aubrey decides to.
Jeff spoils it.
Aubrey decides to bring Joe, and we decided that was a good thing. And now it's Rizzo and Jonathan going up against it.
Valiant effort. You can't beat Jonathan in that spot. He was so prepared for that moment.
Yeah.
Anything between that and final, and then we go to final, I think, at this point. Yeah. We talked about the feast, loved ones visit, final.
Somebody said, too, on the tribal council, somebody said, Rizzo, you're on this island for, 20, however many days, 29 days, and you never once made fire. Like, he never, ever once made fire. Like, as a survivor on the island, as part of, like, the camp. So that kind of sticks with you.
They highlighted it for a reason.
Yeah.
It's part of the edit.
Yeah, he should have practiced, but it's also... I understand why Rizzo was in a tough spot there. What he should have practiced fire before 49, because it's an unspoken rule once you get on the island, you're not the only one making fire, or you don't want to get caught making fire. It's kind of like the same thing as looking for an idol. It puts a target on your back because it shows that like you're playing towards the end. So Rizzo was kind of like, oh, I mean, there's not really a good time for me to go make fire, so I'm just gonna, and just play the
Yeah, but
people, play the
I see
social
what you're
game.
saying. I get what you're saying, but I think that it's still important to be a contributing member of camp at all times.
Yes, that
I mean,
do
if you're
agree
not
with.
the guy, if you're not Ozzy catching fish, or Jonathan, killing wild boars or whatever he does, then you damn well better gather firewood and make some fire here and there.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. I mean,
plus it's
absolutely.
That's why he wouldn't win.
It's a freaking skill that could come down to do or die.
Yeah,
make it or die.
So let's give Jonathan his flowers here. Great job. Probably would have beat a lot of other players in that fire making challenge. He was prepared. He thought about it for 4 years straight. He was ready for it. He nailed it. And that was probably his win condition. If it just wasn't Aubrey sitting there with that necklace around her neck, he probably wins the game in that spot against Rizzo and Joe. If he didn't have to, I mean, if it was him like eliminating Aubrey in that spot, like say Joe wins immunity or something and then takes Rizzo with him, or other way around, and then it's Jonathan versus Aubrey, and he knocks out Aubrey. I mean, he easily sweeps the jury. Maybe Joe gets a vote just because someone like Chrissy wants him to have second place payout over Rizzo. But like, that's just me being real. But anyway, Jonathan does it, and I think we go into final at this point.
Yep.
Fittingly, Coach starts us out at Final Tribal Council.
I have a theory on that.
Yeah, what's your theory?
My theory is that Coach gets on Jeff's nerves. I think in the back of Jeff's mind, and he would never admit this, but I see it in his eyes. I'm good at reading people, by the way. And I think that Coach gets on Jeff's nerves. And when they were contemplating the lineup and who would go first, they said, let's get Coach out of the way and let him go first. That's my theory.
Okay.
And I genuinely thought that when he went to Coach first. I was like, oh, he just wants to get him out of the way.
So to respond to that, I think Jeff loves Coach, truly loves him because he's done so much for the show. And Jeff, instead of what you're wording it as, I would want to word it as Jeff like knows he has to appeal to Coach's ego to satisfy him. So he wants to just get that out of the way immediately.
Actually,
and like let
that's
him.
a really valid point.
And I know Jeff loves Coach, truly, like he does. He's talked about how much Coach like is such a good character.
All right. I mean, I can understand that. I'll accept that. That's definitely food for thought. But I can also see that you feed the ego 100%, picking him to go first.
He did a good job starting off too. Coach did a great job.
He did.
Starting off and wrapping up.
He asked a good question and it was fair to everyone.
That was an ego boost.
But it felt good to me. I love it. I mean, it was a good way to manage the jury.
You know what it is about Coach? I just feel like he can't be the way he is on that show all the time, every minute of the day. Like I would just like to maybe spend a full friggin' weekend with Coach and just see what he's like.
That's who he is. That's
who he is.
That's Coach.
What you're seeing tried not being like that, and like it's still.
We saw him not. Yeah, we saw him not be himself for an episode. And he got voted out.
Well,
yeah.
I don't think he got voted out because he was told not to be himself. That's not the reason he got voted out.
I wish I had better notes because I would love to have written down what they responded to his questions. Do you remember what specific question he asked, by the way? Yeah, we got to be better about this as podcasters. We should know this.
I know.
What question? What? Say it again.
Coach asked. We don't have that off the top of our head here because I didn't have my.
Yeah, no. Coach started off. His first question was, what attribute do you have in your everyday life that you are not willing to get rid of, but how did that affect you in this game?
Or how did you use it in this?
That might have been a later question.
No, that was his. That was the first one.
Okay.
That was the very first one because he started off with he wanted Joe to say, "I did not have honor or integrity." Like that was the whole reason.
Yes, it made it difficult for you in this game. That's what it was, Chase.
Yep.
What attribute?
Yes,
you have in your personality that made it that bringing it into this game made it difficult.
And then were you willing to let it go or something like that? Or how did you let it go? Yeah.
Good answers all around. I think Aubrey really carried the final tribal council in a lot of ways, and she had a lot of support from the jury vocally, which helped her out. Jonathan had a pretty good final tribal council speech, in my opinion, and he had support in a few ways from the jury, but the demographics outnumbered him from the beginning. I mean, he had crossed too many people.
Yeah,
and, people love Aubrey. It's just the way it is.
People love Aubrey. I mean, you're gonna gravitate towards the person. Again, like we have brought up many times this season, if Cirie made it to the end, it didn't matter who had the best FTC. Cirie was gonna win. Everyone loved Aubrey. Aubrey made it to the end. Like that, it is what it is. It was like old school versus new school. I mean, shout out to Chrissy and Steph for loving Jonathan's old school game, but everyone loved Aubrey.
I really appreciate the way Jeff nowadays at Final Tribal Council just says someone's name and is like Ozzy or just like Aubrey, and then that person gets to speak. Do you notice that?
Yes.
He just says someone's name when it gets slow. He's just like Christian, and Christian is just like oh
Devins.
Me? Christian was like me.
Christian is a character, that's for sure.
The new Final Tribal Council format is like finding its stride. It was rough for the beginning of the 40s and the 30s when they had it this way. But now that we're like 15, 20 seasons in with the new Final Tribal Council format, it's starting to really feel like it's flowing. They figured out
the debate. But it also annoyed me when.
Well, they just let them talk now. It's not like
I know
one person stands up, walks over.
Tiff acted like she didn't know you're allowed to talk and have a little soliloquy there. When Steph was talking about Jonathan, and then she goes, "What's the question?" She goes, "You gonna ask a question or something like that?"
No, that was Steph.
No, that's what April's saying. I didn't want to bring that up.
Was piping up Jonathan.
No, you're thinking of D, right?
No, Tiff it was Tiff, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Tiff said, "What's the question?" And then D jumped in after that. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they were both like,
yeah.
And I wanted to go. It's her turn to speak. If this is what she wants to say, let her say it. She doesn't have to have a question.
And then
in the past, there's been final tribals that they don't ask a question. They might just want to say something.
And then Rizzo was the one who actually stood up to Tiff and was like, "Tiff, she can say whatever she wants to say."
Yes, he did say that.
Yeah. So I wasn't a huge fan of that either. I don't know. I mean,
do you remember what season it was where that one girl was like? I think it was maybe season 2, where that nasty woman said, "And if you were on fire, I wouldn't spit on you to put you out." To the final.
Corinne, maybe.
And we were. It was
not that one. That would be really early.
It was one of the nastiest tribal councils.
Yeah, that was season.
Are you thinking of season 1?
I think it was season 2.
I think it was season 2.
I think it was Australia.
Where
yeah, let's look up the Australia cast. That was in Australia.
Yeah, because they said that it was really a lot of bitterness.
Yeah, that was Australia.
There was a few jury members that were harboring some serious.
Yeah,
nastiness.
Who was on the jury? I'm pulling it up.
Oh my god.
Oh, no. That's Australian Survivor. Oh my gosh.
That's
Australian. Monkey Dude, your comment's funny, but we're not putting that up on here. But funny.
It was someone from Australia. Alicia, maybe?
No. Scroll. It's hard because these are great pictures of them. Keep going all the way. Where are the jury members?
It would be these people. See right here.
All right, go to the bottom, the very bottom one. Who's that?
Maybe it wasn't that season then. I don't know.
Maybe
it was
Colby's season.
It was season 1. It was right before. I'm telling you, it was season 1. All right. Well, I'm not sure where Nick and April went. I guess their laptop.
I hit the wrong button. I hit the wrong tab.
I was about to take over.
My tech expert had a tech faux pas. A tech pas.
Well, whatever. We don't have to focus on that here.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Let's get back to Final Tribal.
I was saying that was season 1. It was they were talking to Richard. They were talking to Richard Hatch. They were saying a snake is a snake.
No, that's Sue Hawk's famous Snakes in the Rat speech. There's a different one where someone was like, "If you were on fire, I wouldn't pee on you to keep you alive," or something. like that. That was a famous speech. It was one of the first 5 seasons. We'll move on from it. We'll figure that out another time. Sam, the Survivor historian, would know. Sam Clark, we need you here, bro. He's usually with us after our like Wednesday night podcasts. Unfortunately, we don't have him tonight. I'm just gonna shout out Monkey Dude. We love Monkey Dude in the chat. Some are saying Snide doesn't get tech as an unk. I'm out of the IT world now. I'm doing other jobs now. So yeah, my
Something wrong with Monkey Dude.
I know. I said we're not showing that one.
we like Monkey Dude. Monkey Dude's a great commenter. Might be commenter of the year. Honestly, he's funny at times.
He reminds me of Stinkus McGee.
All right, let's power through
Anyway,
final
so,
tribal.
were there any other
We're an hour
questions? Were there any other questions that you liked?
Dude, I don't have my notes, so I'm a flop as a podcaster tonight. We'll have to review the final tribal council another night. So here's the truth. When you and I were at the watch party, it was so hard to like pay attention to the episode.
Yeah.
And like we missed a lot of key details of the episode when we were there. And then my life I'm a very busy person in life. So I just recently watched the finale again for the first time tonight, and I didn't have my notebook with me, so I flopped there. So I don't have the like finer details of the final tribal council. So I remember it being like shorter feeling, and like it felt like Aubrey was going to win the whole time. The jury was just vibing with her the most, and like that's just kind of how it was. What about you? Any notable questions that stuck out?
Same thing. I was like, I didn't write them all down. I mean, I didn't watch until today either. Like I said, I was watching it driving to and from work. So
great question from Monkey Dude. Did we already cover what happens in a Rizzo, Jonathan, Joe final three? Yes, we did, but let's get back into that topic. Jonathan sweeps. Joe probably gets 1 vote, maybe 2 from people.
Who?
Chrissy loved him.
Chrissy didn't vote for him. Chrissy voted for Jonathan.
He's sitting next to Jonathan, so like yes.
Well, then you said.
But if she knows Jonathan's going to win, Chrissy was voting in the sense that like she wanted to make sure that Jonathan got second place. Because a lot of people do that nowadays because there's a big payout difference between second place and third place. So she wanted to probably
ensure. What does the second and third get?
It's like a 6-figure difference between the two places for like the payout. So like if somebody's really good friends with someone, you're gonna and like they're not gonna get first place.
I understand that, but what does second place get?
Money.
Duh, how much money?
I don't know the exact numbers. It's different every season, and this could be different because of the $2 million prize pool. So we don't know. Okay. I mean, maybe there's someone, a Survivor historian out there that knows, but I think Jonathan probably wins. It was an 11-person jury, probably 10-1 against Joe. And then maybe Rizzo gets a vote from D. I mean, I don't know. Who would vote for Rizzo?
I don't know.
Chase? Maybe the Gen Z kids. Like
Rizzo would get more votes.
I would say
Joe.
It was an older jury, so yeah, Monkey Dude 10-1. He agrees. Jonathan probably wins that. I mean, this is an older jury. They're going to want to give someone with more life experience $2 million.
Brianna thinks Rizgod would win if it was.
Yeah, Brianna thinks Rizgod wins. The chat is split.
Honestly,
I don't know. Honestly,
Claire, I don't even want to think about it.
I think
Rizzo.
Not an all-male final three. No, my death. Claire's going off.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, we have Aubrey stands in the chat here. That's fair.
Sari, Ozzy, they would vote Rizzo. I think Christian, Devins, Emily would vote Rizzo, honestly.
Really?
I think Rizzo would get more votes than Joe any day of the week. I think Rizzo.
Wow.
I think Rizzo would have won if it was a final three, if it was those 5 guys.
Really?
Oh, I think Rizzo would have given Jonathan a run for his money. It would have been close.
So in what way? Like okay, let's talk about his resume.
He had to do very little. He made it all the way to the end. He never used that
again. It's like Aubrey said.
Guaranteed himself in the final 4.
So you want the representative of your biggest season ever to be someone who just like did nothing?
So are you saying
he figured out how to outlast and outplay and outwit these people.
Aubrey
led votes, betrayed people, won challenges.
Rizzo was on the right side.
Held an idol.
Rizzo was on the right side of the votes all the time.
Aubrey did the same thing.
Rizzo helped where Jonathan thought he was controlling votes. Rizzo was also behind him, massaging that vote in his direction. So he did not have to worry about using his idol. And he did that many times.
And Aubrey played the same game Rizzo did. Aubrey literally said that she was so worried that she was going to lose to Rizzo because he played it a little bit.
Aubrey was considered in the middle and Rizzo was part of that alliance.
Right. I think Rizzo had it. And again, he is so good at talking. He's so smooth at talking too. He grows on people. I think he would have ate up that final tribal. I think he would have.
He is my little Riz.
I do think Rizzo has a good final tribal council, but the demographics of the jury are so important.
Yeah, but
this is an older jury. This is not a bunch of 20-year-old kids. Like these are like people with kids at home, a lot of adults, like people who are in their 40s or older.
And Rizzo has endeared himself to many of them.
All right. Great question from Monkey Dude in the chat. Led us astray for a little bit in our chronology of the episode.
Yeah, and
but
it's
I mean,
getting
a great
past
talking
my old
point.
person's bedtime.
All right, let's keep powering through then. April can tap out whenever she needs to. That's fair. But Chase, we get a great final tribal council, in my opinion.
So we do. I thought it was fantastic. It was a really good final tribal
too.
council.
Leading into our live finale, the first in how many seasons off the top of your head? Do you remember when's our last one? Is that 39?
30.
I wouldn't even know.
8, 30.
Does 40 count?
No.
It was on Zoom.
No. So yeah, it was 39. Wow. 39 was our last final.
Can you believe they had a final tribal on Zoom?
It was COVID.
I mean, the reunion.
It was it was
the heart of COVID. It was the peak
I know,
of it.
but still, when I think about it like that, it's silly.
So yeah, now we're at final tribal and Aubrey wins.
Yeah.
You mean live reunion?
Or live reunion. Aubrey wins.
I think Aubrey deserved it.
Can we even call that a live reunion?
No.
That was more of a reading of the votes live on CBS.
Yeah.
Like that's all it was.
Because they didn't really reunite much at all.
How dare they call it a live reunion?
And if it was truly a reunion, they would have discussed.
So I think they did. It just wasn't showed on air.
Corny AF in the chat from Claire. We agree. Yeah, I mean,
it was
let like these people have a conversation.
Yeah.
No,
she's talking about Rizzo.
You know what I like when they?
No, I don't know, man.
Or
CBS
both.
doesn't know how to do reunions. See, I don't know, dude. We like Rizzo. Rizzo's a cool guy.
No, but
Remember
again,
when they used to bringing out pizza during the final tribal?
Chase, very good point from Monkey Dude right here in chat. Never getting a live show again after Jeff's debacle.
Oh
SMH.
yeah, no, we're not getting a live show unless it's like season 75 or season 100. We're not getting a live reunion. Live reunion's gonna be dead.
I don't know about that.
No, I don't think they'll. I think they're gonna laugh about it and just move on. They're making so much freaking money. What big deal?
No, I mean, again, I'm not saying that they're.
It's such a good thing for the community though to have all those like family members, influencers, fans there.
Exactly.
I mean, it's good for them to do that. Like to take that away, like you're like that's such a good way to get people involved and engaged in social media, like a lot of attention.
I mean, I agree. I 100%. I'm a live reunion fan. I'm just speculating on what I think is going to happen.
Pizzas on stumps, yeah.
You're getting pizzas on stumps.
Remember that? 10 years. Oh yeah, I like it. I liked it when they gave them a pizza.
Survivor
They were
pizza.
so freaking hungry. Remember?
Survivor pizza is a whole nother topic of conversation. There's been some bad pizza in the history of this show.
Yeah, but when you're starving, you'll eat it.
It's all you can get out in like Guatemala and stuff.
But to my point being, the live reunion, as far as an edit, we didn't get what we're used to seeing, like the questions at the end.
Yeah.
But a live reunion's still a live reunion. There's a lot that we don't see. I mean, there's commercial breaks. They're doing stuff back and forth on that.
I mean, I remember he used to walk into the audience and talk to family members. And
I mean, we saw Tina West was there.
Yeah, that was nice.
We did get to see him walk into the audience for that. Like, it does happen. We just didn't see it in the edit. So I think if they were, maybe that's what we're looking for, is we want to see an edit of what the live reunion used to be, not what it was for this season. And it would have been more entertaining for the viewer who wasn't able to go to the live reunion.
They just didn't allocate enough time for it, in my opinion, tonight. It's hard to with how much happened in the episode. But it would be nice to get a proper like hour-long reunion like we used to have.
Yeah.
Where like I don't know if anybody's like watched on Paramount Plus before, but when you go through one of the old school seasons and then it's like there's an episode title that's like dedicated to just being live reunion. Yeah. It's like one 60-minute episode and they just 45-minute episode even.
Yeah, whatever.
And there used to be recap episodes too, where they actually had like deleted scenes. Yeah. They used to have that seasons used to be like 15, 16 episodes long.
God, the good old days.
The good old days. All right. April, Nick, I am going to have to step away for about 5 minutes. I will be right back. So if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, go for it. But I will have to step away for a few minutes.
Okay, we'll filibuster. We'll just pull you off the stream for now. Here, let's put us in the
I
regular
wanted to
mode.
ask you what.
Let's
you
see if we
thought-
can do the survivor rule together. But go ahead. What's your first topic?
I was going to ask you about the twists because I belong to a couple of Survivor fan pages,
Okay.
and people have been like lighting it up about the twists and whether or not they really liked the twists.
Before you go in on that, I want to say I have a few specific twists that I vehemently disagree with from a production standpoint. Do you want to bring yours up first, or do you want me to just like go?
Well,
on
I
about
had screenshot this because somebody said.
Okay, so before you go in, I want to preface this by saying this is the point of view of the Facebook community on Survivor. So these are like Facebook fans.
Yes,
This is not
these are-
necessarily April's point of view.
No, but this
Not
one struck me because
necessarily,
This person,
but
I've
this
seen
is
this
what someone
person
else's voice
have
is.
get into multiple threads where they were talking about the same things about hating these twists. And this time it says, "This is my last upset post." And he writes, "Our names are Colby, Camilla, and Genevieve, and we were twist screwed to help Aubrey."
Yes. No. Well. We're not going to say to help Aubrey. That's not Aubrey's. Aubrey had nothing to do with that. Production would never want to help one specific player. They don't do that. But I think they were twist screwed. That's totally true. And it's really unfortunate because that was not a good twist. And those three players could have gone far. All three of them.
Yeah.
Colby was physically hurt, so maybe not. Maybe he would have been medevaced. But those players were twist screwed, which is unfortunate. But you know what? The producers take swings all the time, and it is what it is.
And then it said, "My name is Ozzy and Emily, and we were twist screwed to help Aubrey."
No, that wasn't. This isn't to help Aubrey. Is this person saying the
This
show
person
is
says Aubrey shouldn't have won.
okay? Well, keep going.
And the other one,
I don't
was,
like the to help Aubrey lines.
I
'cause
know.
I don't think production was ever intentionally trying to help Aubrey.
Well, what did you think of the Mr. Beast twist?
It was cool. I actually like that.
Like the coin flip thing?
I like that. Yeah, when you put that much money on the line,
Yeah.
sure. I think you should have just in my opinion, it should have been like a personal amount to Rick Devens instead of the group pot. If Mr. Beast wanted to add $1 million to the pot and be a sponsor, fine, do that. That's awesome. We would love you for that, Mr. Beast. But make the stakes more intense for the individual and
Maybe
not
give
the
the
group.
individual will also get $100,000.
Sure,
if-
even better.
just-
Yes, double the pot and you get $100,000, and then maybe
Or if you
on top of
lose-
that,
or if you lose the flip, you're voted off. So then
And-
there's more incentive to do the flip.
you're voted off and you don't get any money as your payout. So you're out there for free.
Yeah, like you don't get the
You,
100,000.
you don't get any money.
Right.
Period.
That's what I'm saying. But if
No, but you know how every survivor gets a standard stipend by default?
yeah,
Like you get no money. You're out
And
there
it's
for
not that
free and
much.
you're giving your no, like I'm saying, well, I mean the last place person gets at least like $2,500 and
Yeah,
then
but that's-
a free flight to Fiji. But what I'm saying is like you're out there for no money. Like you get $0 as your payout if it's tails or you call it wrong.
right. I see what you're saying.
So it's only on that person instead of like it benefits the whole group instead
Right.
of that because it's such a high reward. There's got to be more of an individual risk.
Right.
And I don't know,
But
but I don't think Aubrey was like the favorite of production and they wanted her to win.
I
I
still
don't
liked
think
it
that at
though.
all.
I still liked the twist,
Which twist?
Mr. Beast.
Okay, yeah, me too. The Blood Moon was awful,
I didn't like that. one at
awful
all.
twist.
And
What they
that-
should have done in
Is
that
the one
situation.
with Jonathan going back and forth to the two
No, the
camps?
Blood Moon was where there were 17 players in the game.
Oh, the first time they voted two people out.
It was 3 people in that moment. So there's 17 players
Yes,
in the
yes.
game. Rizzo and Ozzy went to Exile
yeah, they
Island.
broke
There was
them
3
into-
groups of 5, and it was random.
Yes. And
And then Genevieve, was she gone before that? I forget. I don't know.
Ozzy saved Rizzo that night, so they didn't have to go to tribal council with the two of them.
The Blood Moon was awful, though.
Yeah.
That was terrible. Okay, let's do the Survivor duel. How deep is your knowledge of past castaways?
Not that I
Okay.
can remember season.
Start us off with someone. This is like Wordle, but Survivor characters.
Good Lord. I can't even think of a freaking character right now. I just immediately think of Sandra. Boston
Okay,
Rob.
we'll do that. Just going to share the Survivor duel.
Okay.
Make sure we're on. Yeah, okay. And from which season?
Let's do I don't know. Let's do Game Changers.
Ooh. So it's
Ooh.
someone from Game Changers that's
Female.
female and is a returnee, obviously.
Yes. Okay.
I'm going to go next. I'm going to go Hallie. Hallie Ford. There it is. Okay. Older than her. Interesting.
So older than 26.
Yeah. Are you familiar with that? Chase, we're in survivor mode.
Perfect.
It's someone from Game Changers that's female and is older than Hallie. Would it be
Older than
Sierra?
Holly.
Ooh.
Younger than Sierra.
So between 26 and 29. And what's the second one? Placement?
Plays better.
Plays better
Is
than
it
ninth? Or
Who was in that season? That was a returnee.
Sarah?
I was gonna say Lucina.
No, it's not Lucina. She's older.
Oh, you're right.
Younger
she's
than
older.
29. Who was it? Blanking on Game Changers. Not referring to chat here. I don't want to let's keep going. Who we got? Game Changers.
What's placement? Better than ninth.
Come on, we know this. This is so obvious. This is such an easy one.
Is it Aubrey?
Might be. Worse than Aubrey.
So Aubrey was okay. So she was 30 in that season.
I don't know. I feel like we're flopping hard. This is so simple.
Here we go. I'm gonna...
No cheating. No cheating.
Oh,
no
I
cheating.
can't look them up?
No, come on. We're
Oh, then how are we going to know?
because we know Survivor characters.
All
We know
right,
Survivor
Game
players.
Changers.
What
Suri.
about Andrea?
Might be Suri. No, Suri's older.
No,
Yeah, the one
Suri
with
was older.
Andrea,
She was
Andrea.
Belky.
Bulky? They're up.
Was she on Game Changers? Yeah. No.
Let's go!
Well done.
Why did I
Chase.
forget Andrea was on Game Changers, man? Rough showing for me there. That's embarrassing. Wait. Oops.
Whoa.
We lost our audio. We can't hear you at the moment, Chase. But way to pull that one through. Way to
Yeah.
pull that
Thank
one
you.
through.
Well done,
I
well
appreciate
done.
it.
I have an excuse. My old brain doesn't work as well as yours. So
Comment I want to highlight from Monkey Dude in chat. Oh, he was spamming Andrea. Sorry, we didn't.
Oh,
we
he
didn't wanna
was.
look. Yeah,
Oh,
Monkey Dude knew it. Good job,
and
Monkey Dude.
Brianna's. I want to go back to real quick. Brianna's comment.
I will. I want to put. Hold on. Monkey Dude brings up a good point though. Anything that creates 3 tribes is trash. Yes. Shout out Monkey Dude. That's true. That's super true. 2 tribe format is so much more entertaining than
Yeah.
anything 3 tribe. Yeah.
And the Jimmy Fallon one I hated the most. Oh, I didn't know she's been in here the whole time.
Okay. What was the
The
Jimmy
Jimmy
Fallon
Fallon
twist.
one.
Yeah,
That
we
was
didn't
my
we didn't
least-
catch the Jimmy
yeah.
Fallon twist yet. Good idea in theory. I just think the benefit of it, the what is it called? One in the urn. I'm not big into that. I mean, that doesn't seem like that powerful of an advantage. Maybe an extra vote in certain number configurations can win you it, but that was just way too early in the merge for that to
Yeah.
really matter.
There was such a high
and the
risk
fact that
than
Christian
reward.
didn't get to choose
Yeah.
is kind of lame. They're
It's-
forced into doing it. I don't like that either. But Christian would have picked it either way. How do you
Yeah.
feel about it, Chase?
No, that's what I was saying. I was like, it was way too much of a risk than a reward. The
Yeah.
reward was I mean, sure, it was beneficial, but the risk, you had to vote for yourself.
Yeah, that
that,
was just- I didn't like
that
that at all.
insane.
No.
I still
you
think
guys-
I still think Christian was going home that night, but just thinking about it out of context, if someone else could have ran into that, then it could have been awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go in and just view our let's reflect on our longevity is what we're going to call it. Longevity rankings from the season. We'll start at the very beginning, episode 1. How's it look on stream? We'll take that. That works.
2 of our top 3.
Mm-hmm.
2 of our top 3 made it to the end.
And we had Tiff in the final 5.
And we had Tiff in the final 5. Wow.
But look at that. Camilla in the top 5. I mean, that just goes to show that she got really messed up by the Blood Moon. That was terrible. I mean, she could have been right there with them.
Yep.
She was well positioned in that game. Maybe not so good on having Angelina in the top 9. She got voted out pretty early. Ozzy did well. Dee did very well. Rizzo did well.
You had Q down.
I mean, Emily did well.
That was
Charlie voted out of 12. He was right around that spot a little earlier than that. We had Aubrey at 13, though.
Yeah, that's
and
Sari
at 14. Wow.
We were super low on Aubrey and Sari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I need to bow out now.
We're winding up. We're good. We're winding down.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you can stick it out till the end. You got this. We're almost done here. We're just going through our Survivor rankings.
I know how you are.
Okay, episode 2. Not much variance.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
we had Jonathan up top, Christian, Joe.
You had 2 people there. Now you only have 1.
Christian Devins. That's what they started.
But Aubrey moved up to 5th.
Yeah, because
maybe we got some good content from her.
The Christian Devins Aubrey alliance is that started episode.
Yeah, Joe down.
Yeah, I think they found an idol and sent it to her, so we were like, they're positioned well.
Yes, that's exactly what it was.
Q at the bottom, unfortunately, just a fallen soldier.
Episode 3,
he's gone at this
Christian,
point.
Jonathan, Rick. God, Jonathan was pretty strong.
Yeah, that alliance was dominating in the pre-merge.
Joe was moving up in the ranks here.
Yeah, we did have Joe moving up.
Chrissy just continually at the bottom, though. And Jen, to no fault of her own, at the bottom of the power rankings, being targeted by Aubrey, the future winner.
Okay. I swear, if Genevieve won that, could you imagine what would have happened if Genevieve won that battle?
Yeah. Or if she just, instead of it being a Billie Eilish idol, she got to keep her idols that she found, she would have had 2 idols. Genevieve
would have been post-merge. She would have gone far. And one thing I do, if Genevieve is what, and if Genevieve does watch one day, Genevieve, I know it is. You have said now at this point that production has made you feel like you are an awful Survivor player. That is not even true. That's not even true in the slightest. You are a great Survivor player, and Genevieve, you deserve to come back again. And you have killed it both of your seasons. You may be the most unlucky Survivor player of all time.
Come back. We're keeping her. She's riding this out with us.
I'm getting old and I'm getting tired. It's okay.
You're riding this out with us.
April, I had to be up at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning.
This is podcasting life. Come on. This is what you have to do. These are what the pros do.
Okay, then you need to speed up the pace at the end.
We're getting there. We're on episode 4.
An old lady is in your presence. I got things to do, people to see, a bed to hit.
All right, she's tired. We understand. Episode 4, Christian still at the top, up there with Rick as well. They were a power alliance. We got a lot of good content from Coach and Jonathan as a duo. It seemed like they were going far.
Yeah, we shot Coach up on this one.
That Camilla Tiffany D alliance was very strong for a while. They all got screwed over as well by the twists. We always had Joe pretty high. Aubrey low though. Still, it's really interesting to see. Like, she didn't get good pre-merge content. It was a lot of like slowness from her starting out. And then Charlie and Rizzo were battling. Remember, we thought one of those two was going to be gone. So we're like, we have to put them low. And then Angelina, we knew was screwed there. Anything else from this episode, though, that you remember?
No.
Okay. Episode 5. This is where we got the Tidewalker nickname. Do you remember that, Mom? Yep. Yeah. What a new era for Coach to display, the Tidewalker.
Jonathan dropped in the rankings.
Yeah.
That episode.
Yeah. We had Christian up top. Still, man, we had a lot of belief in Christian throughout the season. I know, Chase, you were riding really hard for Christian.
I absolutely was.
I have April Ann at the top of my longevity rankings for this episode of RTA. She can't leave. Look at that. The chat loves you. You can't bail on us. Not this early in the night. It's not even 9 p.m.
On me.
This was the Charlie vote out episode.
Okay, let's see. I want to see.
We're powering through
going.
here.
Yep.
We're almost done. But still, Aubrey not in the top 5. She cracked the top 10 at this point. Probably got some good confessionals from her. Do you remember when the first Michelle confessional was, Chase? Was that post-merge? That's when she really just became the obvious winner.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Cirie just I think this was the Cirizard of Oz.
The Cirizard of Oz
episode.
Alliance
And
was
immediately we
right
were like,
here.
one of these three is gonna win. Aubrey cracked the top 5 at this point. This might have been her Michelle episode. I don't know. We felt good about her after that confessional. To me, at least, that was my opinion on her. I know you were like standing her a lot this season, though, to be fair. And then this is when that like power alliance of the men, we started to realize Chrissy as well in there. They just like didn't have much momentum.
Nope.
And we were pretty low on Tiff and D because we felt like one of them was going to get voted out. And then I think D gets voted out shortly after this.
I think D was next episode.
Yeah.
I think that was
Yep.
first.
Yeah.
Yep, that was the first. She was the first jury.
So Wizard of Oz dominating the game. Christian had that, and Devins had that idol play. Everybody was working with him. Then I think we kind of just thought these people were goats. Same with Jonathan at that point. And then, yeah, that was when these two were beefing, Coach and Tiffany. So we are like, one of them's gone. Yeah, we're getting down to the gritty here. This is when we started getting double eliminations every other episode.
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
Yep. Jonathan's pulling himself back up by the bootstraps by then.
Yep.
Still low on Aubrey at this point. And then we realized one of these two was screwed at this point. I remember that. Yeah, we lost Christian there. Back down to final 10. And at this point, we're just still heavy on Cirie as the winner. Aubrey, like,
but Jonathan's
not really
back up
having
in the top 3 now.
Yeah, her Michelle confessional must have been like the next episode, I think, that she really started to be the obvious winner. Still Wizard of Oz.
Aubrey hits the middle. Aubrey hits the middle here at this point where she
lost
started
Steph that
creeping
episode.
up.
That's right. Yeah. This is probably the
and Devins and Emily were
Michelle confessional episode.
Fruit.
Yep.
And then we lost Devins there and whoever else, I forget. Emily. Yep.
Aubrey
Joe suddenly the number 1.
Yeah, because we realized nobody's gonna like.
This was the episode when we were like, "Oh, okay, Joe is going to the end as a 0 vote finalist.
Yeah.
Like everyone's going to take Joe."
And 2 more to get through. Oh no, just the finale prediction at that point. Yeah, yeah. I nailed it, I guess. Aubrey, I read the edit. I wanted it, and I figured Tiff was the other person who was gonna win if it wasn't her. So I.
Nick and I were talking during the after the finale or during the finale. I was like, if Tiff had won, or if Tiff had won that immunity challenge,
both of you put Jonathan low.
I didn't see his path, but he almost did it.
Yeah. Well done, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Done.
Thank you.
Thank you, April.
Well, what a
I'm
show.
I'm a proud mama of both of you because Chase is like,
April, you got 5 more minutes because I'm not sure if you guys talked about it when I had to step away, but season 51.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't understand the whole everything that we've done in every single season is up for grabs. Like, what the hell are they saying?
The open format, right?
Yeah.
The open era. We are officially in a new era. The new era is officially done. We are now in the open era where anything that has been done will happen. So kind of like
I like
kind of so going into the 40s, they were like, oh, this is going to happen. This potentially might happen, blah, blah, blah. And then season 50 opened up Pandora's box of there's
anything
a million.
Anything,
a million twists, something that you might not know, something that may have happened back in like season 2 or 3.
Well, Outcast twist. They're going to bring back Outcasts. They're going to feed the people who are voted off.
And now they want to continue on that momentum of every twist that has happened in Survivor so far will be back.
Oh, jeez.
I just hope they don't do this, the Hourglass.
No Hourglass, no Outcasts.
Yeah.
Nothing else is as egregious.
And the other thing I didn't like is early on those really bad physical challenges where you're like practically wrestling.
No, those are the best. Those are the best. We want more of that. No, we want more.
No, I don't like those.
CBS, we love that.
It depends on
I like when they're all
expected
expected to do the same thing to achieve the goal, and somebody has to get it first, and they win. I don't like when they're like freaking beating each other up, and no.
Okay. Well, those are April's hot takes tonight. We appreciate her her energy on the show.
Thank
So
you.
it's a lot more fiery than Chase and I are willing to be at most times.
A little spicy mamacita. You guys just needed someone to spice it up.
But CBS, this is the view of different generations of fans of the show.
Yeah.
Like, this is the beautiful perspective on the attitudes here.
Well,
Monkey
thank you
Dude's
again
comment.
for having me.
With one last comment from Monkey Dude before we
That
wrap up.
was-
Would love to see Coach Dog walk Colby one more time.
Colby, that was like his
Oh my
most
God.
shameful moment on Survivor of all time.
I felt
like,
so
he
bad for
walked,
him when that happened. I
Colby
really
walked
did.
away from that like, man, I am a piece of dirt on the ground.
What a comment from Monkey Dude. We love him. All right, well, what a great season all in all. I'm hoping 51 is not like a decline in the waves of the Survivor episode and season.
It's kind of hard to
rankings.
be a decline at this point. Like, if anything, it can only go up from the new era. Honestly,
I don't know,
in my
man. When you get an
opinion.
emotional season with returnees, it's hard to emulate that level of
Yeah, I thought
excitement.
that was outstanding. I
Yeah,
thought
it
that
was
a great
great.
season.
Hopefully, we continue that momentum, like Chase said.
I think
though.
season 50 lived up to the hype.
Yeah, it was great.
Yes,
I enjoyed it.
April,
Well done.
thanks for
Bravo,
joining us tonight.
bravo to the producers. Putting out some good stuff.
And I just want to say we
Thanks for
forgot
having me,
we
Chase.
forgot to mention this
Yeah, of
earlier in the
course.
episode, but since we're an hour and 35 minutes in, I'm going to throw it up. Like and subscribe. Chase, do you want to shout out anyone in the Survivor community or any influencers or whatever before we go?
Nope, I'm behind.
Okay.
My apologies there.
It's cool. Normally he does that every episode, but we'll be back in the off season with some other random content, probably drafts and rankings, I'm thinking, and just maybe like open discussions. We'll see. We'll have to schedule some stuff and probably just have some conversations between you and I, and maybe
Yeah.
people watch it. But yeah, I'm having a good
Sounds
time with
great.
you this season. Do you want to shout out what you're doing for Big Brother? After I shout out Kaz, who won our fantasy game, and his buff is in the mail. He gave me his mailing address, and we're good there.
Awesome.
I'll let you guys do your shout
Congratulations,
out. while I
Cass.
Duck out.
No, it's cool.
Night,
Good
everybody.
night, April. So for Big Brother, yeah, for those who do watch Big Brother, we are going to continue with our reality TV aftermath kind of LLC organization, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to branch out to other reality TV shows. So I watched Big Brother when I was growing up. I've probably watched about half the seasons, so I'm not quite there with where I am with Survivor. But I have a friend who has also seen about the same as me. We both started back up again last season, and we're going to be doing a weekly podcast for Big Brother. So if you enjoyed watching this and tuning in, I think the first Big Brother episode is Wednesday, June 7th. That sounds about right. June 8th. Okay, June 8th. But yeah, so Big Brother format's a little bit different. There's 3 episodes per week. So the easiest thing that I think we're thinking of doing is just doing one weekly recap. Another unique thing is what I wanted to bring up earlier is kind of similar to how Survivor used to have the Ponderosa. Big Brother actually has live feeds to watch the game 24/7. So we're going to kind of be tuning into those every once in a while. So you might see some surprise pop-up podcasts if anything crazy happens. And yeah, we're looking forward to it. And the final thing to wrap up there is just like how Nick and we have done a Survivor Fantasy League over the past few seasons. We are going to be starting our first season of doing a Big Brother Fantasy League. So don't expect everything to be kind of nailed down like we have for Survivor. This is going to be kind of like a learning the ropes for the fantasy for Big Brother. So be patient, bear with us. But looking forward to more podcasting over the summer for reality TV.
Any prizes for that fantasy league? I might enter just for fun.
I still gotta brainstorm with my other friend, and again, since we're more of like in a trial and error season, I wouldn't want to necessarily commit to a prize for this year, just for the fact that we could score. We could mess one thing up for scoring and then we're screwed. At least for Survivor, you and I, we have kind of like gotten the formula down. We have our rhythm. I don't want to necessarily commit to a prize if one thing is broken and one thing wins it.
That's fair. Okay.
But there will be prizes in future seasons over the next few years. So I mean, again, if you've been loving and enjoying playing fantasy with us in Survivor and are willing to at least just do bragging rights season of trial
I
and error
might,
for
yeah,
Big Brother,
I might be in
then
on that.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
I've only seen a couple seasons. It's just a lot of content, dude. It's hard to keep up with.
Big Brother is such a huge commitment.
Yeah,
Like
it is.
if
It's a
you think
huge
Survivor is hard,
It's
like
a huge commitment, dude.
that's why we can't commit to doing Big
Yeah.
Brother every episode it airs, because I mean, even the
I'm
airing
probably
schedule-
starting a trader show. Just want to mention that if I can make time for it with the new baby and everything, I'll probably see if I can.
I'll catch up on traders by the time.
That's a January thing typically, though, so we'll see. I'll be. Like
I can promise you, I will be caught up on traders by the time it hits January.
Yeah, I mean that and Survivor are like top 2 in ratings. So
yeah. Awesome. Well, this has been a good end to the season 51 or season 50. I would still love to do like a total season 50 recap at some point with you.
Yeah, we'll do that in the off season. I would like to do
yeah.
that. A full recap, a full like expose or whatever the term is for a wrap up. And then we need to make some off season Survivor content, make some short form clips out of it and get ourselves moving here. I do think there's a lot of great topics you and I talk about just in our personal lives that we could turn into like an hour-long discussion on here.
Absolutely. And to those of you who have tuned in all season, we want to thank you guys. This has been incredibly fun. We hope that you have also all had a good time as well. And yeah, we love you. And we hope you come back for the next season. And if you have any friends who you think you'd be interested in, tell them about us. And we're going to keep this going.
Looking to potentially get more people involved in these feeds too. Bring some people in.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Expand the Aftermath crew as much as we can. But anyway, that was a fun season, man. Looking forward to 51.
Me too. All right. I'll see you next time for our season 50 recap.
Well, we're probably going to have a postseason draft review or a preseason draft review.
Or that too. Yeah, we got to get Jacob in too.
Mm-hmm.
We got to
through, man. Got to get the Aftermath crew larger. We need Sam back in here, hear his thoughts.
Yeah.
I want to bring some more people in. So,
all right.
Fun time tonight. And thanks for joining in on a Friday night, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Love you guys.
Bye.